Okay, this is going to be another quick little 5-minute video. This is kind of an introductory activity that we do at the beginning of lesson 3. And so I thought it would be fun to do because it helps students understand what each of these are, because we all go, okay, I remember the formulas, but lots of times I realize that students don't really understand that, like when they're buying carpet, for instance, it's the area of the room they need. Or when they're buying, what's that called? Baseboard, that's the perimeter. Or when you're filling up a jug, that's volume. So lots of times I notice students don't know the difference between those. So we're just going to do this quick little activity. That's all we're going to do in lesson 3. And then we'll go on to area, perimeter, and volume in 4 and 5. So we're supposed to put a P for perimeter, A for area, V for volume. So fencing around a baseball field. So would that be perimeter, area, or volume? This is how I remember cop and robber shows. We have the perimeter of the building surrounded. What does that mean? The distance around the outside. So anytime I see the word around, I know it's perimeter. So just think of the cop and robber shows, the perimeter of the building surrounded, that means the distance around the building. So this is perimeter. Buying fencing would be perimeter. Around, there it is again. So placing brick around a garden, that's also going to be the perimeter of the garden. Oh my goodness, I was boring on this. Wood trim around a room, so that would be like the baseboard, again, perimeter. Guess I really got stuck on perimeter for a while. Carpeting is area. You're filling up the inside. You're not doing 3-dimensional. You're just filling up the floor, which means you need to know length times width. So it's like when you rent an apartment or buy a house. It's in square feet. Carpet's usually bought in square feet or square yards. So anything that's squared is area. So you have to know the length of your room and the width of your room. Length times width will tell you how much carpeting to buy. So carpeting is area. So to draw a picture, so perimeter is the distance around the outside, where area is what fills up the inside. So you can see the difference. This is fencing, where filling up the inside would be carpeting. And then when we get into 3-dimensional, then we know it's volume. So potting soil would be volume. Just like, have you seen driven by Home Depot and see they sell sand in cubic feet? That's because they're in bags and they're 3-dimensional bags. So cubic feet, and so is potting soil lots of times sold in cubic feet, which means it's 3-dimensional. 3-dimensional is volume. Painting a wall, wouldn't that be filling in the wall just like this? Yep, so that's area. Because if you go to a paint store, they're going to say, oh, this paint can cover 65 square feet. Well, anytime it's square, so if we're doing perimeter, it would be 36 inches. If we're doing area, it would be 36 inches squared, because it's 2-dimensional, where if we're doing volume, it would be 36 cubic inches cubed, because it's 3-dimensional. So that's the difference between that. So painting a wall would be, you have to know the length times the width, how much paint will fit in it. So painting a wall is filling in the inside, and that is area. Framing a picture, that's around the outside, right? So that would be perimeter. Around, so sidewalk around would be perimeter again. Curbing is on the outside of a parking lot, so that would be another perimeter. Asphalting a road would look like this, right? We're taking a road and filling it in. So that would be area. Tiling a bathroom would be filling the bathroom floor in. Another area. Border around would be perimeter. Grass is filling up your yard. So there's another area. Distance around a track. So that's around. This is really, if the track's circular, it's called the circumference. So the perimeter of a circle is called circumference, which we're going to learn about in either the next lesson or the lesson after that. So perimeter of a circle is called the circumference. So we just don't call it perimeter, but it's the same thing. It's the distance around the outside of the circle. So instead of calling it perimeter, we call it circumference, but it's the same thing. Stitching around a blanket, there's perimeter again. Color filled in on a graphic, that's going to be area. Perfume in a bottle, three-dimensional, volume. So that just kind of gives you a little idea of when the proper application is for area, perimeter, volume, because you have to decide that when you're doing the problems. Oh, am I finding the area or am I finding the volume? So think about what we did here with the pictures. So when we have a sack of something in it, that's volume. When we're filling in the inside area and we're going around the outside, that's perimeter. Okay. So that's it for lesson 3. We're going to move on to perimeter, area, and volume next.